Look, I don't care who you are. I ain't going anywhere with you in a remote cabin during a winter storm around the holidays because you went up to bond or whatever. I do not care. I don't know you. Anything can happen, especially if you're creepy as fuck. Not happening. I don't know why the hell these people is doing this in this movie. Once my mom or dad dips, I'm dipping as well. I don't know what the hell's wrong with these people in this movie, but we have some things to talk about. Hey, what's up, hardheads? Welcome back to my channel. So last week I got a chance to go see the movie The Lodge. Now this movie's been out for a while. It's been in select theaters, throughout the states or whatever. So not everybody got a chance to go see this movie. And if so, they have to drive far, far, far away into whatever theater to go see this movie. Lucky for me, it was one of the theaters nearby me, so I got a chance to go see this movie. And I will say, before I get into this review, this movie is not for everybody, especially if you're a horror fan. This might not be the type of horror that you are into. It's not a slasher, it's not gory. I will say it's more of a psychological thriller horror, in my opinion. But if you're into the styles of, Hereditary and Midsommar, Ari Aster films, and maybe a couple of A24 films, you might enjoy this movie here. So The Lodge is directed by Veronica Franz and Severin Fiala. Now, I never heard of any of these directors before. This is my first time viewing this movie, work that they have done. And I will say The Lodge was an interesting movie. I enjoyed it. It's not a movie I probably would say that I would go watch again. I'll watch if it happens to be on TV, but it's not something that I'm giving high praises. Now, throughout the promotion of this movie, on the posters and the trailer, it's saying scariest movie of 2020 and blah, 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 blah. And to each his own, you know what I mean? For me, I already know it's not the scariest movie of 2020. For some people, it might be because of the type of stuff that's going on in this movie. There's a lot of psychological, crazy things that happen in this movie where it kind of makes you feel like you're going insane. It was a couple scenes in this movie where I felt like I literally was just like, I don't know if this was all in my head or if this was in the movie. That's how invested I was into this movie. And I feel like you should be like that in all movies because it should have that effect on you. So I will say they did a great job in having that effect on me because it takes a lot for me to have that effect, on me just by watching the film. So The Lodge did a great job doing that. But if you guys don't know about The Lodge, this movie is about two siblings that's grieving the loss of their mother because she had committed suicide. And because now, they are staying with their dad who has a new girlfriend. They're doing research on his new girlfriend to figure out like what she's about, what she's into, has she ever been locked up, whatever. And apparently she's been a part of a religious church cult group or whatever. And she was the only one that survived this cult group. Everybody had done killed themselves. So now the dad, I'm not too sure if he's a therapist or whatever, he happens to fall in love and, get into a relationship with this girl that led to their mom taking her own life because she couldn't deal with their divorce because he wanted a divorce so he can marry this new girl. And she couldn't deal with that. And she was religious too. And by the way, the mom is played by Alicia Silverstone, if you guys know in Clueless. I haven't seen Alicia Silverstone in a very, very long time. So it was a pleasant surprise to actually see her in this movie because I didn't know she was in it at all. And when I seen her, I was just like, oh, look at Cher. Clueless. Yeah. But I wanted her to be in this movie a lot longer, so it sucks that she was only in the first like 5 to 10 minutes of this movie. Spoiler alert, sorry guys. There's a lot that I'm not going to spoil. I'm just going to say that part right there. But that's pretty much what happened. So the kids is getting used to this new, stepmom, I should say. And the dad has a good idea of going to a cabin during the holidays. It's their family cabin. They don't want to go because they used to do that together as a family with their moms. So now they have to go there with the dad's new girlfriend and they're not so happy about it. So when they're in this cabin now, the dad is called into work for some important reasons. The kids is left with the new girlfriend by themselves in this cabin. They do not like her. They've been super cold towards her because, their mom is gone because of her, they believe. So they're being super cold towards her and you actually feel bad for Grace, which is the dad's girlfriend. Like, you feel bad for her because she's trying, it's during Christmas time, so she's asking them, hey, Let's decorate the cabin with Christmas stuff. You know, let's, you know, eat together. And they're being super, super cold to her. The only one that really warms up to her is the little girl in here, but then she even have moments in here where she's kind of like standoffish towards Grace. For the rest of the movie, while the dad is away, all these crazy haunting and, you know, interesting things happen between these three characters in this cabin. You know, things are going missing, things is happening, and you don't know why. And when I first watched this movie, I had a lot of theories going on in my head, but I was wrong by the end of the film. I'm not going to spoil it. Like I said, this is going to be spoiler free for the, you know, the rest of it. I just gave it one slight spoiler in the beginning. And things happen between the girlfriend and these two kids, and they're left to, I guess, fend for themselves or whatever. But what I will say about The Lodge is, again, like I said in the beginning of this video, there was times in this movie where I felt like I was going crazy because it was a situation with one of the characters in this cabin where they were going crazy and they believed certain things were happening. And I kind of felt where that character was coming from. I felt those things. And it kind of throws you for a loop for a minute. That's how crazy the situation was. And then towards the end of the film is a big twist, and you kind of get upset with some characters in here, like very upset. Yeah, The Lodge was very, very interesting. It was shot beautifully. I will say the images in this movie was very, very beautiful. Whoever the cinematographer is did an amazing job. The music was great. It made you feel like you were in that atmosphere, in the cabin, in the coldness, stuck in the cabin with these characters. That's how invested of a movie watcher I am. I'm not too sure if you guys are, but when I get into movies, I put myself in those situations with the characters to feel that way. Sometimes I can't connect, but in this movie, I connected to the characters, and I felt like every situation was going on in here. I felt it in my soul, and I might sound crazy, but I did. But yeah, like I said, The Lodge is not for everybody. I did have an interesting time watching this. It was a lot of moments in here where it was a shock value, I guess, a shock factor or whatever you want to call it. But then when it gets towards the end, you kind of just be like, what the hell? What the fuck? As the guy that was behind me said, like, soon as the credits started rolling, he said, what the hell is this? And I kind of agree, but I feel like his version of what the hell is this was, I can't believe I watched this shit. We probably went into this thinking this is going to be some whole, like, slasher gore fest or whatever. Maybe, in his opinion, that's what he thought it was, where I kind of went into this with an open mind. I only watched the trailer once, and I didn't remember half the things I've seen in that trailer. So when I went to go see this, everything was a surprise to me. But again, if you're a fan of the style of Hereditary and Midsommar, I feel like you may enjoy this film just because how it was shot and the type of story that this movie was. In my opinion, I enjoyed The Lodge, but it's not something I will keep watching over and over again or a favorite. It's definitely not the scariest movie of 2020. And even though we are in the first half year of 2020, I already can tell you that it's not the scariest movie of 2020. But for some people, it may be. I will say, for some religious folk, it may be the scariest movie of 2020 for particular reasons. But that's all I'm going to say. Go watch The Lodge. But yeah, my rating for The Lodge, I give this movie a 5.5 out of a 10. It's right in the middle. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And again, it wasn't on my most anticipated, but it was something that I still wanted to enjoy and watch. But go check out The Lodge in your nearest movie theater, and if not, you might as well just wait for it on demand and Blu-ray or, you know, Netflix or whatever it'll show up on. But yeah, guys, let me know if you heard of this film in the comments down below. Let me know if you're going to check it out. Let me know if you're going to wait for Netflix or whatever. Let me know what you think. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time, Hardheads. Peace out.